Tomorrow has been officially announced for 4K this July. Could we be finally getting Poltergeist on 4K this fall? It's quite possible that we could be getting the 4K release that nobody asked for with the video game adaptation of Doom starring The Rock. And you never go full UHD as Tropic Thunder has been announced for 4K as part of the newly announced Paramount Kino Lorber partnership. All this and more in the latest physical media report. Stay tuned. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, and today we are here for the Physical Media Report, episode 109. That is right, guys, your weekly dose of physical media goodness, where we talk about everything new and exciting in the world of 4Ks and Blu-rays. We've got some news to get into. We've got some rumors. We've got some deals, tons of deals this week. Unfortunately, we do have some physical media woes, and then we're going to talk about everything new and exciting that is coming out this week. So I am so excited to be here, guys. We've got tons of stuff to cover here today, but before we get into it, I have to ask that if you are not yet a subscriber to the Mid-Level Media channel, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button for more great content. Do tons of stuff on this channel, mostly centered around the world of physical media with the new 4K and Blu-ray reviews. We do unboxing videos, collection hauls, Blu-ray hunting videos, just anything physical media. So if you like physical media, 4Ks and Blu-rays, and owning the movies that you love, if you like all this stuff back behind me right here, then hit that subscribe button. You'll definitely enjoy the content on this channel. Also, be sure to like this video and comment down below, guys. We got tons of stuff to cover here today. I want to know what you're the most excited about. I want to know what you're the most amped up for, and I want to know what gets your juices flowing the most in that comment section below. And also be sure to turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. So let's jump right into it. We're going to talk about the rumors, and we've got a very exciting rumor right out of the gate. So Poltergeist is apparently coming to 4K this year for the 40th anniversary. So we have already, kind of talked about this one potentially coming. Rumors have surfaced before about Poltergeist. It is the 40th anniversary, so this is kind of a no-brainer, but there is a Swedish pre-order up on a Swedish physical media site, and that is scheduled to come out on October the 3rd. So it's also got one on Finland as well. So these pre-orders are popping up all over the world. It is not yet available to pre-order in North America, so we don't have an actual release announcement here in the United States and Canada, but again, this is popping up all over the world, so it is very likely that this will be receiving a US announcement soon from Warner Brothers, probably. So I'm super excited for this one, guys. Poltergeist is one of my favorite horror films of all time. The fact that we don't have this on 4K yet is a crime. This is a Tobe Hooper film, which, great year for Tobe Hooper films on 4K. We got both Texas Chainsaw movies coming to 4K this year from various, different boutique labels. We've got Life Force coming out on 4K this week, which we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, just a great Tobe Hooper film, but also a great Steven Spielberg production, because he did produce this film. And it just has that Spielberg feel to it when you're watching it, just big and grand and epic. And I just think that this movie, just the visuals in this film will look absolutely fantastic and just so damn good in 4K. And I just cannot wait for this one to get officially announced. Again, a rumor at this time, but the pre-orders are popping up. Again, I say this one's pretty much a no-brainer at this point. October, Poltergeist, it just sounds right. It just sounds like it fits, and I cannot wait for this one. Another one that was previously reported to release, I think all the way back in 2020, this was announced from Shout Factory, but Army of Darkness, the rumors for that coming out in 4K are starting to resurface. So again, we got an official announcement for Army of Darkness to come out in 4K, I think at the beginning of 2021, but then it was taken off the slate. So I read somewhere, again, I was all over the Reddit forums this morning kind of looking into this one, but all kinds of people are talking about Army of Darkness being back in production, and it's going to be on to be releasing in late 2022, early 2023. But the reason that they're saying that this was taken off the slate is because Raimi got the job to direct Doctor Strange 2. So now that that's over with, he can now go back to overseeing the 4K restoration process of this film. So they're saying that's back on, that's back in production. So we could be seeing this one sooner rather than later coming out from Shout Factory. Hopefully this year, maybe in October, aligned with the Poltergeist release. It could be a great October for horror releases. So I'm super excited for this one. I love Army of Darkness. I love the whole Evil Dead franchise. But this one definitely holds a special place in my heart because it was the first Evil Dead movie I ever saw. I remember being like 7 years old and seeing this movie in the drive-in. I just think just aesthetically with that medieval setting that this will look absolutely fantastic in 4K. So I cannot wait for Army of Darkness to come out. Again, this has not been officially announced yet. These are all rumors at this point, but it is very heavily indicated by several users on the Reddit forums that this could be coming to 4K sooner rather than later. And I say it's about damn time. Again, this was announced like 2 years ago and we haven't got any mention of it since. So I'm super excited for this one. Now let's get into the news and announcements. Again, we got tons of stuff to talk about here today. This is all stuff that's been officially announced. This is coming out. It is set in stone, has official release dates, pre-orders, all that good stuff. But Edge of Tomorrow is coming to 4K on July the 5th. And this is available to pre-order right now. So it is getting a regular 4K for $33.99. I don't know if that's going to be the final price point for this. I imagine this is going to go down at some point. But yeah, the 4K of this is $33.99 right now. And you can also pre-order the Steelbook for $31.99. So the Steelbook's actually a little bit cheaper right now to pre-order. And you're also going to be getting a deluxe edition Zavi exclusive, which I'm pretty sure is a Zavi exclusive, coming in August as well, which is a really nice looking edition. It's got all the bells and whistles and definite postcards and all that stuff in it. So I can't wait for this one. I love Edge of Tomorrow, one of my favorite Tom Cruise films, one of my favorite science fiction films from the past few years. I feel like this movie was really slept on when it came out. I don't feel like enough people saw it. And if you haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow, I'm telling you right now, this is a great film. Even if you're not into like Tom Cruise and stuff, this is a very different kind of Tom Cruise role. He really does a great job in this movie. It is not the typical like Mission Impossible, Top Gun, Tom Cruise. If you're not into that, this is a very different kind of performance from Tom Cruise, and I really dug it. Emily Blunt's also in the movie. She's fantastic as well. So let's get into the next announcement, and that is Ambulance, coming to 4K and Blu-ray from Universal on June the 14th. So again, we've talked about this one before. I think we talked about it last week, getting a UK release. This is coming out on 4K for $29.99 and Blu-ray for $24.99. Again, both of these are available to pre-order right now. It has also got a Zavi exclusive Steelbook up on the Zavi site, which will probably end up being the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook for this one as well when it actually gets released. So Ambulance on 4K, can't say I'm too excited. Michael Bay film. Again, I've heard mixed things about it, but it's not one that I'm going to be rushing to check out, that's for sure. And another bit of news that we have to get into, guys, is this Kino Lorber Paramount deal that was struck last week. Again, this was all over the news, all over the social medias and stuff. So Kino Lorber is partnering with Paramount to release 65 of their titles, not necessarily this year, but in the next coming year. So they have acquired 65, the rights to 65 of their movies. They've also got 3 Paramount renewals and 3 CBS renewals as well. So some stuff that they had with them previously, they're going to continue to do with them. I imagine some of their TV shows and stuff like that, additions that they've come out with in the past. And 4Ks will be included in this as well. So I do find this very interesting. Before we get into that big announcement that they came out with yesterday, I believe, but I do find this interesting that that Paramount would relinquish the rights to some of their movies, especially after they seem to be taking their stuff back from Scream Factory and releasing it in 4K, like Friday the 13th and Event Horizon coming out in 4K. So especially after we got news of that last week, the fact that Paramount's again licensing out more of their stuff when it seems like they're wanting to take some of their stuff back to put out in 4K, and now they're giving the rights to some. And maybe they're films that they don't necessarily have any interest and putting out themselves. They don't see the monetary value in putting out. Maybe that's the ones that they're giving to Kino Lorber, and they can kind of sell them under the boutique label and appeal to the boutique label fans and the fans of Kino Lorber. Maybe that's their strategy. But again, it just feels weird right after you take back the rights from Scream Factory for some of your titles and put them out in 4K, that you're going to give more away to Kino Lorber. And also because Paramount seems to be starting a boutique label of their own. Like, that's what I always thought the Paramount Presents line was. And now they're getting into 4K themselves with A Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. So why would you give away 65 of your titles when those could be titles that you could release under the Paramount Presents banner and put those in 4K? Why would you give those to Kino? So I'm a little bit conflicted here. Maybe Paramount Presents just hasn't been and this is something that I definitely fear, but maybe Paramount Presents hasn't been as successful for them as they would like it to be. Maybe that's something that's not going to last too much longer, especially with this new Kino deal in place. So the writing could be on the walls for the end of the Paramount Presents label, which I really hope is not the case, but it definitely seems like it with this announcement. So let's get into the first title that they announced together. Their first title that they announced in their partnership together, Paramount and Kino Lorber, was Tropic Thunder, and that will be coming to 4K and UHD sometime this year. No official release date yet, but Tropic Thunder, the classic comedy from 2008, directed by Ben Stiller, starring Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr., of course, in that iconic role that I'm sure could be considered pretty controversial nowadays. and also Jack Black in this movie. There's a lot of what you would say, again, I find it absolutely hilarious, but there's a lot of things in this movie that you could pick apart and point to and say that this doesn't age the best in today's cultural climate. So this is actually a pretty shocking choice that they would choose this one to put out, but maybe they're trying to get it out there before somebody, cancels this movie and takes it out of all the streaming services and makes it unavailable to put out on physical media. Maybe they're trying to rush this out before they cancel the movie entirely. I don't know what the strategy here is, but I also actually think that this movie will look pretty damn good on 4K, because you do have that tropical setting, that lush green with the lush greens and stuff in the background. It is a war film, so you're going to get tons of explosions. There's a lot of blood and guts and gore in this movie, so I can see like several parts of this movie looking pretty damn good in 4K. So I'm actually pretty excited for it. Again, it's a comedy. A lot of people, when it comes to comedies, they're like, I don't know about that one. Coming to 4K. But I think with this one, just the kind of movie that it is, yes, it's a comedy, but it's also a pretty brutal war film as well. I think it will look pretty damn good in 4K. So I'm looking forward to this one. Tropic Thunder, again, it's an interesting choice. It's a shocking choice, honestly, between the Paramount Kino Lorber partnership. You would assume it'd be some kind of like classic movie from the 50s or 60s that they're putting out first. But no, it's Tropic Thunder from 2008. It's an interesting choice, and it's one that kind of made me go, that's definitely a cool pick, but it's not one that I would have thought of first off. So, yeah, Tropic Thunder coming to 4K UHD, definitely exciting stuff. But we also got some new Paramount Blu-rays that were announced this morning to come out. Some ones that I'm really excited about. And the first one we're going to talk about is Coneheads coming to Blu-ray for the first time. And I think all of these are coming to Blu-ray for the very first time. So I'm very excited for this one. This is one that I'll absolutely pick up. Just like Top Secret, I'll pick this one up day one. I love Coneheads. I grew up with this movie. We will enjoy it. I grew up with this movie. I had to do that, guys. I'm sorry. I grew up with this movie. Love this movie. Love Chris Farley's movie. Dan Aykroyd. Everybody's great in this movie. It's just one of those classic comedies from my childhood. Cannot wait to own and rewatch this one in Blu-ray. We also got What Women Want coming out as well, which is a funny Mel Gibson, Helen Hunt kind of romantic comedy movie. I remember watching that one and really enjoying it. So maybe I'll get it. Maybe I won't. I'm not too sure yet. But What's Eating Gilbert Great, the movie with Johnny Depp and Leonardo DiCaprio. Pretty good timing on that one. Coming to Blu-ray for the first time on August the 16th. I'm actually kind of surprised that this one hasn't come to Blu-ray yet, because it seems to be like one of those movies, like it's a pretty popular film. I just would have assumed it would have already been on Blu-ray, but I checked on Blu-ray.com and there's no other record of this movie releasing on Blu-ray, at least not domestically, since this announcement. This is supposed to be coming out on August the 16th, so very excited for all these. I might actually pick all of them up at some point. Don't know if I'll pick them all up on release date, but very exciting stuff coming from Paramount in August. We also got Back to the Beach coming out from the Paramount Presents line, number 34 in this line, coming out in August. So again, we have got movement on the Paramount Presents line. Just like I talked about earlier with the Kino Lorber Paramount deal, we've got movement on this line, but it is slowed down dramatically since last year. And you compare it to last year, they came out with 20 of these titles in 2021, and so far this year they've come out with like 4 or 5. So it has slowed down dramatically. So that leads me to believe that with this new partnership deal, the Paramount Presents line is probably going to end sooner rather than later. We also got Angel Heart coming to 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate, and it's a Best Buy exclusive coming out on July the 12th. So this is a movie starring Mickey Rourke. You got Robert De Niro in this movie. I've never seen it, but I'm definitely excited for it. I actually have Angel Heart, the 4K release, but this is getting that Lionsgate Steelbook treatment, so it's going to look beautiful in person. I cannot wait to own this one, to touch it, to feel it in my hands. I just love those Lionsgate Steelbooks, so cannot wait for Angel Heart to come out on July the 12th. We also got Doom coming to 4K from Universal in August. So out of all the titles, Doom on 4K, we're really going with that one, starring The Rock. I saw this movie in theaters back in 2005. This is one of the movies that I almost just walked out. I remember growing up and playing the games. I'm like, this isn't Doom to me when I watched it in theaters. I've not seen it since, but sure, I'll buy this on 4K. I'll watch it for you guys, and I'll review it when it comes out. I'm just like, come on, can we think of better stuff to release on 4K? Like The Exorcist isn't out on 4K yet. What are we doing here? True Lies, Heat. I know it's all a rights thing, and directors not wanting to do the restorations. I know all that plays into it as well. But we don't have these great films on 4K, but we're gonna release Doom on 4K. I don't get it. We also got Imprint releasing their August announcements. We got On the Beach, Essential Film Noir Volume 3, The Scarlet Hour, I Am the Law, Secret of Inca, Storm Center, Golden Boy, and The World of Susie Wong coming out from Imprint. So I'm not familiar with any of these movies, so I'm not going to comment on them, but I will be, putting the image up for you guys. And yeah, just to let you guys know, these are Australian releases. So for my Australian watchers, there you go. That's your new batch of Imprint. Plus, I know they're a pretty popular label here stateside as well. Fortunately, next up, guys, we do have some physical media woes to get into. So there are some issues with the Craft 4K. Apparently, there's a lower bitrate issue in the first 4 minutes of this movie and other moments throughout. So there is a user on YouTube. This was first tipped off to me by HD Movie Source on Instagram is where I first saw this. But there is a user on YouTube, Forgotten Tomatoes, that did a YouTube comparison of the Blu-ray and the 4K. So apparently the 4K in certain sequences and segments dips down to almost DVD quality with the bit rate, and that is in the first 4 minutes and again other moments throughout the movie. And they show the comparison because there is a 4K Blu-ray in the Craft and there's also the 4K on the 4K disc. So they show the comparisons between the two. And there are instances where the Blu-ray actually has a higher resolution than the 4K in that first 4 minutes and again other sequences throughout the film. So Screen Factory has yet to comment on this one. I'm not sure if they will. I did watch the Craft. It was honestly something that I had to go back after I saw all of this to see. And again, I did notice some lower resolution. I did notice how the clouds weren't as defined in those sequences in the beginning. They just weren't as sharp as picture quality, as the Blu-ray, because I checked that as well. But again, I had to go back. It's not something I noticed on first glance. I actually thought the Craft 4K transfer overall, when you take out those sequences, was actually pretty damn great. So, but yeah, I haven't, reviewed it yet. I might at a certain point. But the Craft 4K, again, this is an issue though. I did notice it when I went back and seen it. And again, you watch those comparative images on YouTube. I might, if I can remember, link that down below. But if you watch that video, you can clearly notice where there are issues. So again, Screen Factory, Shout Factory has yet to comment on this yet or issue any kind of disc replacement. Not sure if they will, but hopefully they'll make some kind of comment within the next week or so on this, because it seems to be growing. People notice this and they realize this, and it definitely looks bad on you from a PR perspective if you do not comment on it at all. So hopefully they put something out there within the next couple of weeks. We also got some deals to go over, and this must be the week of deals, the day of deals. I don't know how long these are going to last. Again, I'm going to link as many of them as I can in the description below. So definitely jump on them while you can. But yeah, we got tons of 4K deals going on this week, guys. We got Dune on 4K for 15 bucks. We got the Suicide Squad for 15 bucks on 4K. Halloween Kills on 4K for 15 bucks. No Time to Die on 4K for 15 bucks. The Conjuring 3 on 4K for $15. A Clockwork Orange on 4K for 15. Addams Family on 4K for $15.71. Shawshank on 4K for 15. Tenet on 4K for 15. Inglourious Bastards on 4K for 15. The Outsiders on 4K for 19, not 15, and the REC box set, the Rec box set, Screen Factory box set for $38.64. And this is a new deal that just came in right before I went to film, but the Batman 4th film anthology set, the Burton films and the Schumacher films on 4K for $44.99. So tons of great deals going on this week. I'm pretty sure there's a Father's Day sale going on Groove as well. So just tons of deals going on. I'm pretty sure there's also a Steelbook sale that I saw going on bestbuy.com. So this is an extraordinary week for deals. Definitely jump on some of this stuff, because there's some stuff here that I've been waiting to pull the trigger, that I'm probably going to end up grabbing myself. But yeah, that's the deals. Let's get into what is new this week, because there is tons of stuff coming out this week that we got to talk about. The Batman is coming out from Warner Brothers on 4K for $29.96. It's also getting a Blu-ray for $24.96 and a 4K Steelbook for $34.99 and a Target Blu-ray with exclusive features, including Gotham Planning, which shows you kind of like the making of Gotham City in this movie. So that is an exclusive feature only with the Target exclusive. So that's pretty cool. For $26.99 at Target. Now this is actually sold out, showing sold out on the Target site, but that is nothing new. Sometimes they do that the day before and then it shows back up the day of, and it might be in stores tomorrow. Who knows? I'm not even sure if I'm going out to stores tomorrow, but if I do, I'll definitely stop by Target and see if it's there. We got the Walmart Blu-ray gift set as well, which is also showing that it's sold out, but I have seen people actually receive this in. So not sure if this is going to be in stores, if they're going to put it back up tomorrow, but as of right now, that is sold out on the Walmart website, and that price point was at $39.96. So the Batman coming out, it's the big release. Everybody's going to be excited for this one. I don't know if I'm picking it up. I might if I go to stores tomorrow and I see the 4K. I do just want the 4K slip because I do think it's pretty cool how they put that red and the 4K banner at the top. So I might end up picking this one up tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. But we also got Candyman coming out on 4K from Screen Factory with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos and new special features as well. They didn't just port over. They did port over all the Blu-ray ones, but they actually added some new special features. So I'm definitely getting this one in. Hopefully I'll get a review out for this one this week. I'm not exactly sure yet. This is going to be $29.99. We also got Life Force coming to 4K from Screen Factory with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos for $27.99. So very excited about more Tobe Hooper coming to 4K. I have not seen Life Force in its entirety. I started watching on streaming a couple of years ago, but stopped watching. I just wasn't too into the movie, but I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna get it again, and I can totally see how the 4K will really enhance these visuals. So I cannot wait to rewatch that one. Probably will have a review up for that one on the channel sometime this week. And next up is a title that I already have a review for up on the channel, and that is Wild Things on 4K from Aero Video, getting a regular 4K release for $33.99. So that price point did come down for 43 bucks. We also have a 4K Zavi Steelbook for $44.99 and a Zavi Deluxe Steelbook Edition for $49.99 as well. So tons of Wild Things copies this week. Like I said, I do have a review up on the channel if you want to go check it out and purchase it based on my recommendation. But I absolutely recommend that if you're going to get this, you get that regular 4K edition for $33.99. That is a great deal for everything that you get with that. The box set, the posters, the booklet. It is absolutely worth that price point. It is such a great release. We also got X on Blu-ray from A24 and Lionsgate coming out for $19.96. Very excited about this one. I did not get a chance to see this movie in theaters, and I'm just so excited to finally get a chance to check this one out. We got Malignant coming to 4K from Warner Brothers for $24.99. I know a lot of people are sore on this one. I am as well. I picked this one up in Blu-ray. Now it's coming out in 4K, and it's like, damn it, what do I do? I went ahead and picked it up in 4K because I love the movie and I want to check it out in 4K. But yeah, I might end up selling my Blu-ray off at some point for sure. But Malignant 4K, this is likely to not have a slipcover with it. So if you're a slipcover maniac, you might want to look into doing a custom slipcover for this one because it is not going to come with one upon release. So I just wanted to let you guys know that in case you're sorely disappointed when this shows up at your house without a slipcover. We also have the One-Arm Boxer coming out from Aero Video for $26.98. We got Patriot Games coming to 4K, 30th Anniversary Edition from Paramount for $19.99. We also have the Sum of All Fears coming to 4K, the 20th Anniversary Edition from Paramount for $19.99 as well. We have Studio 666 coming to Blu-ray from Universal for $34.96. Now that's a pretty steep price point, but also one thing to note with this, it is out of stock right now on Amazon.com. So I don't know if there's an issue with this. I don't know if it's going to get delayed, but as of right now, it is out of stock on Amazon. We also got Mississippisaila coming out from Criterion for $27.99. That movie starring Denzel Washington. We got Times Square coming from Kino Lorber for $19.99. We got Flower Drum Song coming from Kino Lorber for $19.99. We got Trekkies, the 25th Anniversary Blu-ray coming from Shout Factory for $16.09. And we got Teen Titans Go and Superhero Girls Mayhem in the Multiverse coming to Blu-ray from Warner Brothers for $19.06. We got The Burning Sea coming from Magnet on 4K for $21.49 and Blu-ray for $17.99. We got Jude coming to Blu-ray from Scorpion releasing for $19.99. We got Uma coming to Blu-ray from Sony for $17.96. We got The Sinner, the complete series coming from Universal for $55.96. We also got Doom Patrol Season 3 coming to Blu-ray from Warner Brothers, but again, this is another one where it's weird. You click on it and it's saying that it's out of stock and it's not available to purchase as of right now. So not exactly sure if this one's really going to come out tomorrow or not, but again, it is listed as a May 24 release, so maybe it'll be showing up in stores tomorrow and various retailer outlets, so who knows what's going on there. But we got Agent Gain coming out. This is a movie starring Mel Gibson. I guess Mel Gibson's starting to get in to the straight-to-video titles from Lionsgate. This is coming out for $16.99. We got Ted K. Unabomber coming out from Decal releasing for $12.99, and we got Ray Donovan the Movie coming out from Warner Brothers on 4K for $24.96 and Blu-ray for $17.99. And with that, guys, we are done with all the releases and everything new that's coming out this week. Like I said, just tons of stuff coming out this week, tons of news bits to get into. It's just a jam-packed week here on the Physical Media Report, and I appreciate you all for watching here today. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel, hit that subscribe button for more great physical media content. Also, be sure to like this video, comment down below, guys, everything that we cover here today. What are you the most excited about? Also, be sure to turn on those bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are in the description, and we'll see you next time.